some men don't want to go to therapy because they feel like that it's catered to women. And there were times where I felt like that was just an excuse not to go. And I never had that kind of experience where I was at therapy with my wife and I felt like it was catered to her. But when I do mediations with couples, a lot of guys come in and they're hesitant initially when we first meet up because they automatically assume that I'm going to gear the mediation towards the woman. But I went to therapy with my wife, and not because we was necessarily having issues, but we was going just for maintenance and trying to gain some better tools so that way, we can continue to have a healthy marriage, have a healthy relationship. And so when we go to this therapist, he does the initial intake evaluation or intake questionnaire where he's asking us questions about, our childhoods and our parents and our upbringings and different things like that. What rubbed me the wrong way about this therapist was there was a point in time where he asked me questions, and I've probably talked for 20 minutes straight answering the question that he asked me. While answering his question, he's looking at my wife. When I finish talking, he goes straight to her and says, "You look like you have something to say." And all of that's fine, but I just poured a lot of vulnerability and transparency on the table. And instead of you responding to me, the first thing you do is you go to my wife for the opportunity to chime in about my experience or my feelings and what I feel I'm going through. He began to try to diagnose me and say that I have this and I have that. And I don't even dispute some of the things that he potentially was saying, because I'm the type of person that's going to go pray about it and I'm going to let God reveal it to me. The problem that I had is that we sat with this therapist for an hour and 20 minutes. And after an hour and 20 minutes, the insight that he gave is how we can work on some of the things about me because how it's affecting my wife. But he didn't once say how she can work on some of the things that are potentially affecting me. So I told my wife after we left, I said, how I perceived it was I felt like he was bothered. I'm still open to going back, but I'm letting you know what I believe my experience was in this session. She was frustrated because she felt like that's not how it went, or she saw it from a different perspective. But I'm like, babe, I get you. I get what you're saying, but this is my experience. I'm not saying that I won't go again, but I'm letting you know that I am cautious in going again because of how it went this time. And so, he recommended that we do single sessions. She go by herself and I go by myself. And so she scheduled her single session. After her session was over, like a couple of days later, she says to me, "You don't have to schedule your single session with the therapist." And I'm like, "How come?" And she said, "Because I did not like how while I was there doing my single session, he was trying to diagnose you. And I'm not looking for somebody to be on my side. And not only am I not looking for somebody to be on my side, he kept trying to say that maybe you struggle with this and maybe you struggle with that." And I'm thinking to myself that that's not my husband. I know my husband. And so I love my wife. I love the discernment that she has, that when she saw in her therapy session that the therapist was trying to diagnose me or put something on me in a way that she know it's not me, and she know that I don't perform or operate in that way, that she was able to stand up for me and stand in the gap and come back to me and say, "Babe, I don't even want you to go because he already has a preconceived notion of who you are, and he's wrong." I thank God for my wife in that way, because if she was immature, if she lacked emotional intelligence, if she lacked discernment or her intuition, then that could have been a chance for her to weaponize what he said against me and for her to further diagnose me according to what he said. And so I'm saying this to say, I can see why some men believe that therapy is catered towards women. I can understand that sometimes when a woman goes into a therapy session and she's more emotional and different things like that, that a therapist wants to help her understand her emotions and cater to those emotions in certain ways, but you still have to remain unbiased. I believe that therapy helps. I have gotten some of the most significant change in my life and progressing and becoming healed and whole, becoming more emotionally intelligent because I've been to therapy. So I know it works. My wisdom to you is, as much as you possibly can, try to remain unbiased, because there's a lot of men that don't want to come see you guys because they feel like your sessions are catered to women.
So I had to let go, and let God, and let God.